Fragrances, one house to rule them all. Stay tuned.
I finally found what I'm missing, and now you got all my attention. Driving me wild, got me wishing that you were all mine. You're irresistible, it's so refreshing. You're irresistible, tell the essence. I can feel your energy all over me. Close my eyes and I breathe in. You're irresistible.
Welcome back to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. I'm your host, Cam. Make sure that you're subscribed, activate that notifications bell, and follow us on Instagram at cam.byrd. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going over my 5 favorite Creed fragrances. And the reason I picked these 5 is because I feel like they can cover spring, summer, fall, winter, date night, office situations, chilling by the beach, whatever the case may be. They're iconic and for good reason. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but if you think about how much we spend on massive collections, I think that we could go with these 5 right here and be golden on everything. First fragrance is Green Irish Tweed. This is definitely legendary, iconic. This is swagger in a bottle. It came out in 1985. Let's just think back, 1985, what all iconic can we think of? Movies like Back to the Future, The Breakfast Club, The Goonies, Rambo, First Blood Part 2. A lot of iconic things happened in 1985. Those movies are still fun to watch, but you can tell that they came from the 80s. This, you cannot. This is a stroll in an Irish pasture and complete and total fresh swagger. It is just the most clean, masculine, bold statement making, unbelievable fragrance. It's still, to this day, in 2020, is very, very relevant. Although this fragrance was released in 1985, I do not think that it would be a problem if they released this fragrance right now. There's nothing dated about it. It's smooth, it's effervescent. It is everything that you would want. It's like being dressed up with a perfectly tailored suit and strutting down a red carpet. When I think of Green Irish Tweed, the words that come to mind are smooth, sexy, regal, rich, creamy, green. Even though this is like masculinity and confidence in a bottle, this is still a very, very easygoing fragrance. On the opening, you get some of that verbena and lemon and peppermint and violet leaves. It's just really, really smooth, clean, fresh, smells very, very natural, as all Creed fragrances do. That's just one thing that, like with Creed fragrances, you can tell that it's that upper echelon. It is what it is. They do sell these, around 300 plus full retail. You can find them, I've seen them go for like 135, 150. You just need to be tapped in and have your finger on the pulse in like the Facebook groups on eBay. And when I say eBay, sometimes people will be like, yo, you can get scammed on eBay. Just think about it. Look at the ratings, see how many sales they've made. Look and see what they've done in the past month, 6 months, 12 months. See how many negative, comments or stars have been taken away from them for being sketchy. If they don't have any of that, talk to them about getting something like this. Now, of course, when you're thinking about like everyday wear, you could definitely get away with that. Like I said, this is safe for 4 seasons, but if I was to pick a season for this fragrance, it would have to be spring, just because of how clean and bright and green that it is. Let's go over the official notes. Green Irish Tweed was released in 1985. The notes are lemon, verbena, peppermint, violet leaves, iris, sandalwood, and ambergris. On Green Irish Tweed, I'm getting around 9+ hours of performance and about 2.5 hours of projection. Not only would I pick Green Irish Tweed as like my spring fragrance, I would also pick it as a date night fragrance, which I have on numerous occasions. I've worn this to a couple of weddings. This is perfect to wear at a wedding, especially, you think spring, weddings, think Green Irish Tweed. Moving on 10 years later is the 1995 release, the Home Wrecker, Silver Mountain Water. This fragrance is very sexy, it's very unique, it's also very clean. It is notorious for that little ink or metallic vibe, or both. You know, it does have a little bit of separation from that. This one is also very aromatic, it's classy, it's sexy, very refreshing, effervescent. It has milky sweet black currant mixed with some green tea and rich bergamot. Silver Mountain Water is very well blended, and these Creed fragrances, I don't know if you've ever owned one or not, these atomizers are stellar. If you just saw that, I mean, it's like amazing distribution. While we're on the presentation, the bottle is supposed to represent like a snow-covered mountain, and then the cap is supposed to represent an icy snow top. But back to the fragrance, it has a really, really nice clean musk and bright citrus in the opening. And as it dries down, you get that little metallic vibe and that musk comes out. I mean, it's just super, super sexy. This is also extremely versatile. You could wear this any season, definitely date night worthy, but it's also office friendly. It's not, you know, really intrusive, but do hear me. This one will fool you as far as how it projects and performs. On your skin, you don't really realize how well it is popping off your skin, at least on my skin. 12 hours of performance, 3 hours of projection. You don't realize it unless you're actually really calculating it, and that is on skin. If you spray it on your clothes, 24 hours. Silver Mountain Water was released in 1995. The notes are bergamot, mandarin, musk, green tea, sandalwood, black currant, galbanum, and petitgreen. I have owned numerous decants and numerous different Creed fragrances, and to be 100% honest with you, I haven't smelled but one that I didn't like. And I know some of you guys absolutely love Royal Mayfair. That is just not my thing. But the next fragrance I'm gonna talk about is actually a very underrated gem. It is Himalaya. I posted this the other day on Instagram, and so many people are like, dude, such a great fragrance, such a great fragrance. Nobody talks about that, and they don't. You know, a few people have stepped up here and there to talk about this thing, but I guess, you know, they have so many bangers from Creed that it's like, this one kind of gets shunned a little bit. This is absolutely perfect for winter, which is supposed to emulate like Oliver Creed's daring climb of the Himalayan mountains. Now, if you think about that, I mean, the Creeds are very wealthy, you know, they're avid skiers, and, you know, they get to do things like climb the Himalayan mountains, so that is awesome. And this bottle is actually even supposed to represent a metal climber's canteen, so that's where the silver bottle comes from. Himalaya is a very seductive scent that mixes bright citruses with really creamy sandalwood and cedarwood. This is definitely a masterpiece. And as Silver Mountain Water is iconic for its ink note, even though Himalaya may not be exactly iconic in certain circles, it does have a little bit of a metallic note in it, which actually kind of matches the bottle. Himalaya is fresh, it's invigorating, and as I said, it is seductive, but it's just mainly just like really nice citruses blended very nicely with very creamy woody notes. The primary concept of this fragrance is citrus and woods, but it is really bright and aromatic. Very beautiful citruses. It's uplifting. It actually puts me in a really good mood when I wear it, if that makes any sense to you. But it really does. It's a very uplifting, bright, cheery fragrance that actually lures people in and makes them want to get a little whiff of what you're cooking. Himalaya was released in 2002. The notes are grapefruit, bergamot, lemon, sandalwood, musk, ambergris, and cedarwood. If you're looking to sample today's fragrance, go to www.myfragrancesamples.com. Enter our discount code CFR15 to get 15% off. If they don't have the fragrance that we're reviewing today, check. They have hundreds of brands, hundreds of choices, a free sample every time you order, lightning fast shipping, excellent customer service. If you find it cheaper somewhere else, let them know. They have a price match guarantee. Go to www.myfragrancesamples.com. Now, if there is a slight downside to this fragrance, the performance is not super stellar, because I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't have like a hard backbone or whatever, but it's just like really creamy woodsy notes behind a lot of citrus. So I get about 7.5 hours of longevity and about an hour and a half to 2 hours of projection, but still a beautiful scent, and I do not mind reapplying this one. As the other two Creeds, and as the majority of the Creed fragrances, extremely versatile. This one can easily be worn in the winter, and if I was to pick a season for this, that's what it would be. It would be winter, but you can easily wear it in spring, summer. Like I said, it's light and aromatic, so very easy to wear. Next one up is another release from 1995. This is probably the more playful one out of the bunch. It's MILLESIME IMPERIAL. Now, there are a lot of people who really love this fragrance. Extremely easy to wear. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that they dislike this. It's kind of like the chill fragrance, but at the same time, come on, it's a Creed, so yeah, you can tux it out, or you can kick it in board shorts and sandals. Really chillax fragrance. It's sweet, it's salty, it's citrusy. It's just summertime in a bottle. So yeah, if I was gonna pick a season for this, it would definitely be summer. And I know a lot of you love like Virgin Island water. I do too. I think this one is a little bit easier to wear as far as a man goes. Now, this is also considered to be unisex. Virgin Island water, you know, depending on what skin type you have, can come off a little bit feminine. I don't find it to be feminine myself, but I could see where some people say that. I do have mad love for Virgin Island water, but the purpose of picking this one is for its versatility. This one could, like I said, it can be worn in an office, or it can be worn by the beach. It's just like, I hate to use the word dumb reach, you know, with Creed, because these are not cheap. But, you know, like if you're just to pick like 5 fragrances just to do everything, you know, just kind of like your Swiss Army knife of Creed, and just have these 5 fragrances, I think that this one would work a little bit better. MILLESIME IMPERIAL is really refreshing, invigorating, opulent, and versatile. Now, because of the note breakdown on this one as well, you know, you've got your light musk in here, you've got some sea salt, you've got some little aromatic citruses going on, and some light florals. So this is not gonna have like massive staying power. Again, on this one, maybe 6.5 to 7 hours of longevity and about an hour and a half of projection. But again, another one I don't mind reapplying, because it just, this is another feel-good fragrance. But you know, if you think about like if you're on vacation, you're out on the beach, or wherever it is that you know, whether it's a, you know, a cabin in the mountains, whatever it is that you like to do to like break away and just feel good and, you know, cheerful, you don't mind reapplying something that makes you feel that way. MILLESIME IMPERIAL was released in 1995. The notes are fruit notes, sea salt, mandarin, lemon, iris, bergamot, musk, woods, and marine notes. Now, what top 10, top 6, top 5, top 3, or top Creed fragrance review would be complete without the King? So yes, one of the most iconic fragrances of all time, and the best-selling fragrance that Creed has ever put out, is the 2010 release Creed AVENTUS, aka the King, aka King AVENTUS. This fragrance is without a doubt sexy, legendary, iconic, probably the most cloned and inspired fragrance that has ever walked the planet or been carried around on the planet. And for good reason. I mean, AVENTUS, the name AVENTUS is supposed to represent success, leading a better life, strength, and power. And when you do wear it, let's admit it, it just gives you that feeling of, you know, being powerful, being on top of things. You know, if you've got that mindset, and then you just, I mean, there's no fragrance that like can like make you go be like a millionaire. But if you're on that path, if you're on that journey, and you just want to smell how you are thinking, that's it right there. AVENTUS was perfumed by 6th generation master perfumer Oliver Creed with his son Erwin Creed. And They have a love affair for what they do, and for good reason. You can smell the natural ingredients. You can smell the quality. When you wear it, you feel, you feel like $1 million. Let's just be honest about it. Again, disclaimer or whatever, no fragrance is gonna get you laid. No fragrance is gonna make you get a job. No fragrance is gonna make you do anything. Fragrance enhances things like that. And this right here is just success. It's sex appeal. It's masculinity. It's swagger. Why do you think so many people just have every batch that there is? Oh yeah, so you probably wanna know what batch this is. Not that it really matters to me, but it is 19U01. So I have had so many people ask me how are the 19 batches? How's this batch? How's that batch? Do yourself a favor. Don't get caught up in those batch variations. Not unless you just got a buttload of coin that you want to drop and there's just really specific things that you want. Every batch that I have smelled from 2019 is very well balanced. I know we're in 2020. I don't even know if they've even come out with any this year. But when they do, hopefully they'll just do what they did in 2019, just very well balanced batches. But again, don't get hung up in the batches, just wear it. So I kind of picked a season for each one, even though they're all versatile, they all can be worn year round. I would say the same for this, but for me, when I wear this, it's for a special occasion. It's, something great happening, a special event, just going somewhere where you're representing proper, man. Spray on AVENTUS. Now, one of the things that some people, I did say don't worry about the batches. So to get one thing clear, there has been one batch that I thought just did not perform well. Don't worry, I think it was around 2017 or something like that. I don't even remember what batch it was. But on a regular, up-to-date, fresh batch of Creed AVENTUS, I get 11 plus hours of performance, 2.5, 3 hours of projection easily. Doesn't matter what batch. This performs. I think a lot of people go nose blind to it because this stuff smells so good. They just want to keep spraying, and it's just olfactory fatigue. The King was released in 2010. The notes are bergamot, blackcurrant, apple, pineapple, pink berries, birch, patchouli, jasmine, musk, oak moss, ambergris, and vanilla. So the reason that I picked these 5 is because of them being extremely versatile. Most Creed fragrances there are a few that lean a little more towards fall or lean a little bit more towards summer, Virgin Island Water. Yeah, definitely that is your summertime fragrance. But if you were to pick 5 fragrances that you could wear year round, I think that these would be it. Perfect for date night, after the gym, regular, just rocking around the house, washing your car, whatever the case may be. That's why I feel all of these will fit any situation. I could probably, with the exception of me being crazy about, gourmands and everything, but if I just needed something that would just work for every single thing that I need, I could do these 5 fragrances and be golden. Until next time, be disruptive, wear what you want, when you want. Make sure that you're subscribed, activate that notifications bell, smash that like button, leave us some comments down below. We'll see you next time on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.